Welcome back, everyone, to another Company of Heroes 2 Replay Cast, and this time we're gonna have another 1v1 sent by Earth. This time it's on Holodny Firma, my favorite map in the game, against WTF of the Cold Beer Drinkers clan. It's gonna be a USF versus OKW. Do you only play OKW, Earth? I think Earth only plays OKW. So his opponent's gonna be playing against the USF. And I am already disappointed that he does not have mechanized company and he hasn't spammed military trucks already, because that would have made this more interesting, because it's Holodny Firma. So we already know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to take either this building or this building, and it's going to be annoying. Wait, nobody's going for them. Oh well, guess I'm going to be wrong. So in case you don't know the map, it's going to be, field point near the base, field point near the base, cut off, easy to cap, cut off, not as easy to cap. VP, 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 munitions in the middle. This munitions is bad because it's got the red cover all throughout it. So you're going to get, bamboozled as you cap it. And the riflemen are going for the house. This map. So they're going for the house, and if Earth ignores them, I mean, he may be able to capture enough points on the rest of the map to get something good done. If he tries to kill them, he loses the game. So that's the choice that he has at this point. He's going to try to go for the cutoff, I think, with these Storm Pioneers. What is going on? There's also another squad down here, popping some rounds off on these rear echelons, but also getting flanked by the riflemen. Not too major. Looks like also these other riflemen are going to try to defend the VP, or not the VP, sorry, the cutoff. Incredibly enough, at that medium range, the Storm Pioneers got a lucky snipe on this poor guy, and as you can see, he's not very happy about that because that was absolute bullshit. So right now, it seems like the riflemen are gonna have an unnecessarily difficult time dealing with these poor Storm Piles, and Earth once again going for his Nazi spam Volksgrenadier army. So 4 Volksgrenadiers, and he's gonna be, kind of trying to pick a fight with the rifleman. He's staying at maximum range, which is, I guess, okay, minimizing the damage that he receives from these riflemen. But at some point, going this slowly and killing the rifleman is gonna, trigger some responses. WTF is gonna be able to send in another rifleman squad to support the other squad. Although at this point, it seems like Earth has mostly a resource advantage throughout the map, mostly because of that annoying Storm Pioneer capturing the cutoff. So at this point, we're even back. We're back to being even, and yeah, the house is still under the control of the Americans. So the Germans are pretty screwed at this point. I mean, unless we're gonna see a very, very quick support gun, which might happen, and we have or we might see a Lux. Will we see that? Well, we have a mortar coming in from the Americans. So mortar, when you've got the enemy kind of base pinned, isn't all that terrible. Although, could be better, because I feel like at this point going for a quick lieutenant might have been a very good idea for what the fuck, because getting some extra pressure from the lieutenant and from possibly the 50 cal, possibly the A half track, might have been what he needed. Although at this point, well, he's kind of getting pushed back, and Earth, interestingly enough, has some more of his forces trying to capture the cutoff. He's going to get once again repulsed by the rifleman, although that was a nice try. So Earth very dynamically coming in and getting a lot of stuff done. The other cutoff was captured by What the Fuck, but what the Fuck didn't really expect is that Earth also has the munitions. So as long as he's got the VP captured, he's going to be connected to his fuel, regardless of whether or not the cutoff is under his control or not. So he notices that and captures the munitions and also the fuel, but the fuel is going to be well defended by the Volksgrenadiers forcing away these riflemen and making them come back into the base with their turbo between their legs. At the same time, it seems like in the south, there are the Storm Pioneers pushing up, and they could just get behind these sandbags, I feel like that would, work. Get there. Oh, grenade. Grenade? Oh. It was German grenade. So I'm thinking, really? American went grenades. That would have been interesting. So we have cavalry company and a captain. Might see a Stuart. Quick Stuart is Earth ready for it? Kind of. I mean, he's got some munitions in the bank. I feel like he's gonna go for some SDGs as quickly as possible, although... yeah, he's gonna go for some SDGs, and with a Stuart coming, I feel like it would have been better saved up for some Panzerfaust or maybe some mines. He's got a Raketwerfer, but one Raketwerfer versus one light vehicle really isn't enough. Because, especially against the Stuart has a pretty decent pool of HP, although we don't have the Stuart coming in. He might have already been building the Stuart with the 70 fuel price tag and 270 manpower, but he's not going for that. Interesting choice. I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish with a captain here and then not going for a Stuart whenever your enemy is going to be pretty vulnerable to that. I mean, I feel like there was really no reason not to go with the Stuart. I guess he's just afraid of, like, excessive amounts of mines and Raketwerfers. But this is just kind of allowing Earth more time to build up. He's going to go for a support gun. Not 100% on the support gun being a good idea. I mean, I guess he's trying to get something to counter the mortar. But there hasn't really been a lot of, I guess, position fighting. Like, it's mostly been a dynamic capping war so far. So I feel like going for that support gun isn't the best possible option. I mean, he could have been saving up for something a little bit better with his manpower. For example, an Obersoldaten squad, if he went for, right now, a Schwerpanzerquarters, which, I mean, he might as well. Or maybe even another Raketwerfer just in case the enemy went for some kind of armor. I don't know. It looks like also the captain captured the VP, or the fuel, and the VP, so both of them. And getting some good resources for WTF might. But at the same time, they're getting pushed back in the eastern portion of the map, and of course, Volksgrenadiers capturing the cutoff is once again kind of annoying. Again, had he gone for the lieutenant and had he had a 50 cal, I feel like that would have been different. Also, Earth doesn't like machine guns, it seems, so he hasn't gone for an MG34, and instead he went for 2 Raketwerfers and a support gun. I guess it's an okay choice. I like the 2 Raketwerfers most because, I mean, you never know with these weird-ass American players. So now we have some Rangers coming in. Only 4 CPs for both of these players, so clearly there hasn't been a lot of fighting. At 11 minutes, 4 CPs, this is going to be pretty bad for call-in-focused doctrines such as the Cavalry Company. And at this point, I feel like these bars are a very, 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 very good idea. Because he needs to deal with these Volksgrenadiers. He might be able to get the wipe. Will he? Lucky. Earth should have lost that squad, absolutely. Or, wait, no, never mind. There's a bit of a fight in the center. It's more of a kerfuffle, I guess you could say. Raketwerfer being positioned in the house, interesting. And Rangers, unfortunately for them, are not really closing into close range. Not really closing into, point blank with their Thompsons. Would have been, a pretty big mistake. And, of course, Earth made that pretty big mistake. Right now, ooh, big support gun shots, draining the rifleman back to basically no HP and only 1 guy. So, support gun proving its worth, but Earth has already 230 fuel. So what is he planning? What kind of nastiness is he going to go for? I can't really find him. I can't really switch to him for some reason. Nope, can't switch to him in any way. But he's got a Schwerpanzerquarters, he's got a Battlegroup headquarters, and he might want to go for a 3rd truck at this point with all that fuel that he's got and go for a KT. And both of these players are so incredibly defensive. Look at this. I mean, what the fuck? Has 120 fuel. He could go for a Sherman. He's got a Major. I feel like a Sherman would be a good decision at this point. Just to get something, to get some kind of advantage before the Germans outscale him. Because the Germans are going to outscale him. He's playing against the Germans as the USF. I mean, he's not going to have the better late game. Unless, like, the Germans decide to go for spamming Pumas or something. So, I don't see what the fuck is planning right now. I mean, he's got the infantry superiority. That's very, very good. Very, very nice and all. But at some point, the Germans are going to bring out some big, big tank. And At that point, your 4 riflemen with BARs and veterancy will be basically worthless if that big tank isn't a Panther. We'll see. Ooh, nice mine. Mine, gonna take out the Major. I guess that's a pretty okay little pickup. Better to kill the Major than to let the Major live. And here comes the Sherman, so that's good. Sherman is on the field. And it's on the field before the Germans go for any kind of armor of their own. But this is just a signal for Earth to wait around to get a Panther, I think. So Earth is going to go for a Panther, and he's going to find only a Sherman, but the Sherman might be able to stall the Panther long enough for what the fuck to go for the Pershing. Which is, I feel like, his plan right now. He's going to use the Sherman to stall either for a Jackson, which is then going to stall for a Pershing, or directly he might just see that he needs the Pershing, or is going to be able to get the Pershing quicker because maybe he gets more CPs. Gun crew, interesting. So it looks like the mortar got bombed in some way. I don't see what happened to the mortar. Oh, never mind. Just got decrewed by the support gun, it seems. So the Sherman hasn't been using the HE rounds for some insane reason, which has been limiting the damage that it's doing by an unacceptable margin. Because he needs the Sherman to have an impact while the Panther isn't on the field. And letting the Sherman be on armor piercing really isn't the way to do that. He needs that extra damage against the infantry. And he's not getting that extra damage against the infantry. So while he has been playing very defensively, he has been keeping his units alive. I don't really think he has an idea of what is about to hit him, especially because he went for a pack howitzer instead of an AT gun. Definitely a big mistake. Unless he wanted to go for a Jackson at this point. I feel like that is possible. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea to go for a Jackson, but he's still going to be up against the Panther, basically defenseless, with the, well, only thing being decent against the Panther being the Sherman right now. Yeah, that's not good, especially since there's a very nice Panzerfaust. The Sherman went in way too close and got Panzerfausted. No smoke being deployed, actually a smoke screen from the Doctrine being deployed way too late. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of the Sherman. I think there's gonna be a Jackson purchase definitely at this point, because he can't really go ahead and wait for the Pershing. 2 more CPs without any AT, and right now he doesn't have any AT. And yeah, this is just a disaster for him. He really needed to anticipate that the Germans were going to, you know, buy tanks. But for some reason, he, at 20 minutes, was without AT. And that's definitely, like, unacceptable. If you're playing as the USF, you need some kind of, you know, assurance that you're not going to get rolled by a Panther. Although at this point, the Panther needs to wait until the pintle-mounted machine gun until it's useful, because it's only going to be facing infantry. Earth is going to be, of course, very cautious with the Panther, as he probably should be, because what if there's like a random mine? He knows he's fighting cavalry company with the rifleman field defenses of the mines from the riflemen, so he knows that he has to be afraid, even though he's against USF. He's going to have to face some mines. And with the Panther, you also kind of have to be afraid of random AT guns in the distance. And of course, you have the anti-tank rifle grenades from the riflemen. Okay, so finally we have a bit of a push coming in from Earth. And he's going to take a huge amount of damage from the Rangers, but the Rangers themselves are going to get shot away by the Obersoldaten. Obersoldaten plus the Volksgrenadiers might be able to wipe out that Ranger squad. Nope, unfortunately for Earth, it manages to escape with next to no HP. Quite lucky for what the fuck. And I feel like, yeah, the pack howitzer is just not pulling its weight as it should be. At this point, I don't really see any solution for him except wait for the Pershing. If he can wait for the Pershing and try to play defensively, you know, sticking to 1 VP, trying to turtle around that. If he can turtle around 1 VP and get the Pershing out, wait until the Panther makes a mistake and get a kill on the Panther, maybe he can turn this game around. He's definitely got the possibility, because he's got a strong core of infantry that he built up that's quite heavily vetted up, so he's got a bit of a backbone to his possibly glass cannon Pershing that's going to be coming in. And yeah, he can use all these units that he's got as a sort of a base to build up on and try to then sort of get some map control back, build some map control again, because of course with all these infantry units he can cap around the map very, very swiftly, and this is exactly what might just keep him in the game if he's very dynamic with the infantry, just constantly runs them around the map and doesn't let Earth sort of hold on to the entire map at once. Then he's still going to have a chance for a long time coming. But he absolutely needs the Pershing to, well, do its job. He needs that Pershing to do well, and he needs the Panther to make a mistake, because the Pershing alone, and it is going to be alone, because both in terms of resources and in terms of pop cap, what the fuck, really doesn't have the resources or pop cap to wait for another unit. So he's going to need to use the Pershing, and that's going to be about it. As long as it's a one-on-one between the Pershing and the Panther, none of those vehicles really has the advantage. One of them needs the other to make a mistake and get in some way snared, or in some way nailed by one of his sides' AT weapons, such as Rakehenwerfers and the 57mm AT gun. But, hey, who knows, who knows. Right now it seems like the Panther is deleting an infantry squad along with the support of, I'm presuming, the Pack Howitzer. Yeah, well, the Pack Howitzer, the support gun. Support gun, 11 kills, and the Pack Howitzer, 6 kills. So the support gun doing a little bit better, but it's been on the field for longer as well. Earth has been playing also very defensively with the Pack Howitzer again. The support gun and the Pack Howitzer has also been used very, very conservatively, kept back pretty much the entire time, and not really used for much. That's kind of a shame, I feel like. Could have been done better. At least a bright spot for Earth are these Obersoldaten. Well, I mean, he's overall doing very nicely, but these Obersoldaten definitely are going to provide him with some more security against the rifleman spam. And, ooh, using some reconnaissance. Nice. Because he's preparing for a big push. Might not be the best possible timing, because the Pershing is going to be on the field soon, with 600 manpower being the price tag and 470 manpower being in the bank for WTF. He's getting pretty close to that Pershing. I wonder. So right now Earth actually went for Fallschirmjägers. I mean, Valiant's Assault could be useful when you have all that infantry. And yeah, Recon's always good. Otherwise, I do not know why he went Luftwaffe ground forces. I mean, I don't think he wants to go for some AA emplacements. I don't think he wants to go for some Fallschirmjägers, especially considering he's got, you know, tier 4. He can go for Obersoldaten. He can go for the KT. He's got the mechanized regiment, so he can go for the KT. And he's lost a squad up here, it seems. I think that was a Volksgrenadier. Yeah, I definitely think that was a Volksgrenadier. Oh well. Could have been worse. Could have been worse indeed. What the fuck is just waiting for that Pershing, and he's gonna be getting his wish soon. He just needs that wish to come with a vengeance, and needs the Pershing to do very well against the Panther. He's been waiting for this moment for the past, like, 8 minutes, since he lost that Sherman. And there it is. So here comes Big Papa Pershing, and hopefully it's going to do well. Heads off into the distance to fight the Germans. So let's see if democracy prevails or National Socialism prevails. It seems like one of these squads is going to go down. Nah, unfortunately for Earth, he decided to not chase for the Obersoldaten. He might have been able to get a kill off there. Pershing moves up without any infantry support. This is definitely a bad decision. If we go to what the fuck, as you can see, he doesn't know anything of what is happening north of his units, right? So there might be a Panther charging in from the south or the north right now to envelop the Pershing, get it from the rear, and then perhaps like a hidden Rakehenwerfer trying to just creep up like a creep. That's what creeps do, from like the sides or something. Yeah, he needs to be more careful with the Pershing, because it's his only like little treasure. It's like he's Gollum and this is the ring, right? He needs to be more... Damn, good wipe. He needs to be protective of it. Doesn't need to get tricked out of it, just like the idiot little Gollum, you know? Doesn't want to do that, and Wait. Fallschirmjäger Assault? So Fallschirmjäger Assault being dropped straight into the support weapons from what the fuck, and it's gonna work. It's gonna work because the Pershing's missing, and here comes a bundle grenade, kills the entire pack howitzer crew, getting some nice revenge and destroying the veterancy. Also, the AT gun crew goes down. This is very, very good actually, because it allows the Perfer. I just tried to like say Pershing and Panther at the same time. Allows the Perfer to come in without the AT gun being there. Of course, the AT gun is still alive with like none, no HP, and gets a shot off, but it's not enough to save the Pershing. Very well played by Earth. I was very skeptical of the Doctrine pick, and I didn't think that the Fallschirmjäger Assault would be used well. But I guess I'm having to be, wait, what? Am I about to use English, or am I about to use retarded speak? I think I was about to use retarded speak. I was proven wrong. Eat my words. Great Fallschirmjäger Assault, kills the AT gun, does exactly what it needs to. Well, it didn't even kill the AT gun for most of the time, but it just disrupted it, right? So this is kind of what you want to do sometimes with these strong abilities, right? So you have the airborne assault, right? Or, well, anything that makes very, very loud noises, very, very loud noises, very, very big explosions, and possibly also kind of telegraphs itself to the enemy. So what the Fallschirmjäger Assault does is that it signals on the map, even to the enemy player, that it's coming in with like flashing red, orange like signals in the sector. So the enemy knows that that's coming, right? So he's like, oh my god, I gotta run away. It's a bit like not sector artillery, artillery assault. Artillery assault? Support assault artillery from Breakthrough Doctrine. Just signals it that it's coming, and then when it comes in, it doesn't really do too much, and most likely the enemy has moved away already because it telegraphed itself so damn much. But that's the point. You use it, the enemy's like, oh no, they run away, and then you come in with your assault, their sync error detected. I think that's because he rage quit instead of surrendering. Anyway, so he just, runs away from the position. His nicely positioned support weapons that had interlocking fields of fire, well set up, arcs of fire, maybe even support from the infantry. Oh, all of a sudden, all that's worthless because, well, you're coming in and he's trying to move away. And so, yeah, that's essentially what you do. And that's also kind of the problem of putting like all your eggs into one basket. In this case, one medium heavy tank hybrid basket, because, well, then it dies and then you lose. But at this point, what the fuck didn't really have any other choices, so he got kind of boned on that front. So yeah, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. I thought I did the Rommel thing where he says, I hope you enjoyed, because he's good at English that way. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you soon. Peace.